Hey guys, Miss Phelps here. Today in 1.1 we're going to be learning about multi-step equations. So the learning target today, the thing that you'll be able to say at the end of this lesson is I can solve an equation with multiple steps. So the first question is 3 equals y a solution to the equation 15 equals 8 minus 2y? So to check to see if this is a solution, we're simply going to plug this 3 in for y in our equation here. So we've got 15 equals 8 minus 2, and instead of putting a y, we'll put our 3 in parentheses here. Alright, so in order to solve this, we have our PEMDAS here. Now, this helps us know the order of how to solve this equation. So the first thing we're going to look for is our parentheses. Is there anything inside these parentheses that we need to solve? We can see that we've just got a number and we don't have anything that we need to solve within this parentheses, so we can move on to the next one, which is exponents. And we can see here that we don't have any exponents in this problem. So we'll move on to multiplication. Now we've got our negative 2 times 3, so we'll go ahead and solve that, which is negative 6. So we'll bring down the rest of our equation, our 8 and our 15. So we don't have any division, so we'll go on to addition and subtraction. So we've got 8 minus 6 leaves us with a positive 2, and then equals 15. So we know that 15 does not equal 2, so we know that this is not a solution. So 3 cannot be equal to y. So y does not equal 3. Alright, we need to solve negative 12 equals 9x minus 6x plus 15. So the first thing that we'll do in this problem is we need to combine like terms. So in this problem, x is what we're trying to solve for, so we need to combine all of our x's in this problem. So we've got 9x minus 6x. So that will leave us with 3x, because 9 minus 6 is 3. Then we'll just bring down the rest of our equation here, positive 15 and negative 12. So now we need to get everything away from x, because this is what we're solving for here. So we want him all by himself. So we need to put this 15 onto the other side. So we're going to subtract, because we need to undo this addition. And subtracting is the opposite of addition here, which will undo that. So a negative 12 minus 15 here will leave us with a negative 27, and that will cancel each other out, and we'll bring down the 3x. Now we've got 3 is timesing our x here, so we just need to divide him on both sides. That will cancel out, leaving just x right there. And then negative 27 divided by 3 is negative 9. So that's our solution. Now we need to check the solution, so we'll just do that by simply plugging this negative 9 in for all of our x's. So we've got negative 12 equals 9x x, and instead of writing x, we'll write negative 9 minus 6, and then negative 9 again, and then plus 15. So with our PEMDAS, I'll go ahead and write that up here. First, we've got parentheses, and we can see that we don't have anything to solve within our parentheses, and we don't have any exponents, so we'll go on to multiplication. We've got 9 times negative 9, which is negative 81. And then we've got negative 6 times negative 9, which will give us a positive 54. So we'll go ahead and bring everything else down, our negative 12 and our positive 15. Now we just need to do the rest of our adding and subtracting. So we'll go ahead and do 54 plus 15, and that's positive 69. Then we'll bring our negative 81 down and our negative 12. So now we've got negative 81 plus 69, and that will give us a negative 12 equals negative 12, which is true. So we know that x equals negative 9 is a solution. Alright, the next problem that we have here, we've got negative 2 equals 4x minus 8 all divided by negative 4. So remember the goal here, solve for x, so we need to get x all by himself. So the first thing that we need to do is to get rid of this negative 4. And we can see that he's dividing this whole equation. So we need to do the opposite of dividing, which is multiplication. So we need to times by negative 4. And in order to keep the equation balanced, we have to times by negative 4 on the other side as well. So negative 4 times negative 2, that's going to leave us with positive 8. And then on this side, negative 4 times negative 4, that's going to cancel out. So that's going to leave us with 4x minus 8. So we want to get x all by himself, so we've got to get rid of this negative 8. So we've got to do the opposite, which is adding 8. So we'll add 8 on this side. So 8 plus 8, that's going to give us a 16 equals 4x, and then positive 8 minus 8 is 0, so that's going to cancel out. So now we've got to divide by 4 because these are timesing right here, and so that will be the opposite and undo it. So we've got to do the same thing on the other side. So over here we've got 16 divided by 4 is 4, and then 4 divided by 4 is 1x, or just x. So that's the same thing as 4 equals x, and then you can plug that 4 back in to double check your work. Alright, we've got 2 and then parentheses 1 minus x plus 3 equals negative 8. So in this problem we need to distribute. So that means that we need to have this 2, and then we have to times it by everything inside the parentheses. So we'll go ahead and do 2 times 1 first, and 2 times 1 is 2. And then we'll go ahead and do this one, 2 times negative x, which is negative 2x. Then we'll bring everything else down. So plus 3 and a negative 8. So now we need to combine all of our like terms. And we can see on the left side of the equal sign, we've got a 2 and we've got a plus 3. And neither of these have a variable. X is our variable here, and so just a plain old 2 and a plain old 3. So we can combine those guys right here. So 2 plus 3 is going to give us 5. And then we'll bring down our negative 2x and our negative 8 on the other side. So now we're still trying to get x all by himself. So we've got a positive 5 here. And in order to get rid of him, we need to subtract 5 on both sides. So 5 minus 5 is 0, so those cancel. Bring down our negative 2x. And then negative 8 minus 5 is negative 13. And then negative 2 times x on this side, so we've got to do the opposite of timesing, which is divide. So divide negative 2 on both sides. So this cancels and gives us a 1x, or just x. And then on this side, we've got 2 negatives dividing, which leaves us with a positive. So we can just leave that as 13 halves. And that is our answer. Alright, so we've got two different equations here. We've got one with fractions and then one with decimals over here. So we'll start with this one on the right. And in order to get rid of these fractions, we need to find the least common denominator. So looking at these three numbers on the bottom, we've got 2, 3, and 4. And our LCM is going to be 12. So we're going to times this whole equation by 12. So we'll do 12 times 1/2 x. And so 12 times 1 is 12, and then divide it by 2 gives us 6, and then bring our x with it. Now we've got 12 times negative 4/3. So we can either do 12 times 4 first, or we can do 12 divided by 3 first. So we'll do 12 divided by 3 is 4, and then times 4 is 16. And remember, it's negative. So we've got negative 16 here. Now we'll do 12 times 5/4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, so now we just solve it like normal. So get everything away from x. So we've got our negative 16 here, so we need to do the opposite to get rid of it. So we'll do plus 16, and then we need to do it on the other side as well. So bring down this 6x, and then 16 minus 16 is 0, so those cancel. And then we've got 16 plus 15 is 31. Now on this side, 6 is timesing x, so we have to do the opposite, which is divide. Divide them on the other side. And those cancel to give us a 1x, or just x. And that is equal to 31/6.